Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video where today we are going to be doing day 5 of Horror October. And today we have perhaps one of the most obscure and odd films that I've ever seen for Horror October. And that film is Teeth. This is a horror comedy, but a lot of it plays more like a comedy, but there's definitely like horror elements in it, but this may be like the most I've ever laughed at a horror movie though, because there's just so many like ridiculous moments that just like had me going. So yeah, with this we get Teeth, the story of a girl whose vagina can cut people's dicks off, and has teeth. So yeah, that's like what people know about from the story, but the movie kind of makes it a point like not to focus on that, at least like for a while. Like for a lot of it, they spend a lot of time trying to like talk about like how this girl wants to remain like pure and not have sex until she gets married. Spoiler, she has sex before she gets married and breaks that promise. But there's this like whole thing of like, wanting to stay pure and whatnot, and, not wanting to, commit like this act of, having sex before marriage. So there's this like whole thing with like purity rings and whatnot. So that was kind of interesting, somewhat, I guess. But then like this whole thing happens where this guy like wants to have sex with her, but she says no. So then like he tries to have sex with her, and you know that happens. Um, but with this we get like kind of a interesting theme actually of like female empowerment, of like women standing up for themselves against like unwanted advances, because there's something to be said about like guys and people who just try to have sex with people without their real consent, and that is kind of like showcased here with its where it's like every person that this person every person that tries to have sex with this girl, more or less it's like not consensual. There's three people throughout this movie who it happens to, and it's just like she cuts all their dicks off because they're all kind of like shitty guys. And the interesting thing about this is that she has like control over this, so she can just like do it when she wants, basically. And there's this whole like weird storyline also with like this brother who like he he's like, well, he's like her stepbrother, but like he always wanted to be with her, and even when they're living together like as stepbrother and stepsister, he still wants to like have sex with her and like be with her. So it's like really weird, really bizarre. um and then yeah, she gives him what he wants, and makes him pay the price for it by cutting his dick off, which is one of the times where I've laughed the most hardest in a movie. When he gets his dick cut off, and the dick's on the floor, and the dog picks it up and eats it and spits it out. And there's also the moment where this doctor is like taking a look at her, and he like sticks her fingers inside of her just to see like flexibility, I guess. And then he's like trying to pull it out, and then it gets cut off, and then he's like lost all four fingers. He's like, ah, vagina dentata, it's real. Like, it's just like so hysterical. Like, oh my god. Like leading up to this movie's end, I was kind of like predicting what would happen at the end, where it's like she's gonna basically kill her brother, or like try to kill her brother for the shit that the fucked up person that he is. Um, and yeah, because she has this thing in her vagina. So she's gonna go do that, and she does. And yeah, that's it. The movie really doesn't like bring any sort of like excitement to this like final ending. Um, she just kind of like does this to the guy, and then the movie just like ends. So you're like, okay, I guess that's it. She never like says a word of dialogue throughout this either. I can't even remember like what the last word of dialogue is here. She just like she walks into the room, she like feels him up, and then just like does it, and like doesn't say anything, and then just cuts it off, and then she's just like staring at him like, and then she gets like a ride from a hitchhiker, and then like the hitchhiker like well she gets a ride from like well she's like a hitchhiker and she picks up a ride. I don't even know why. I think she wanted to run away from home because her family situation was bad and her mom died. I think her mom died. But she gets picked up by this guy, and he won't let her out, and then she just like, I mean, obviously you know that she knows she has this ability, so she's gonna take advantage of it. So like that's what she does. Like I understand movie. I see perfectly what's gonna happen here, and then yeah, the movie just ends. But like apart from this movie's like wonky premise, I feel like it could have been executed better still, even though like this is so out there. Like there's like story elements that they try to like interweave with it that just don't fit in, and like a lot of the beats just don't hit that well with it. And they could have done more to flesh out this whole story with this girl and really make it more appealing. But yeah, there's just like some weird things that like happen in this movie, and you're like, why is that there? Like at one point, this brother guy who's like really fucking weird. He like tries to feed like this girl that he's having sex with a dog treat, and you're like, what? Why is that there? Because like I guess this guy is like, he's like the polar opposite of his sister. He's like this like sex crazed like fiend who like just has sex with everyone, while his sister is like trying to be like abstinent, I guess. But I don't know. There's just like a lot of beats here that just don't hit right. So I'm like, I don't know. It's fairly watchable though. Like it's not hard to get through. Like, and there's definitely some really funny bits. But just like all in all, the whole story as a whole didn't hit big with me. So yeah, I'm going to give this movie a 6.8 out of 10. Um, yeah, it's definitely watchable and it has its moments, but it's not all that great. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you have, and I'll see you guys in the next one.